Sooner or later, wrestling is going back to normal. We are going to be able to go to an actual arena and interact with actual people who share the same passion about professional wrestling as we do. It's exciting to think about, but when this actually happens, what are we going to do? It is a simple question, but it does not have a simple answer. We've forgotten what actual wrestling feels like. And I'm not just talking about what it feels like to go to a show in person. We've forgotten what it's like to watch one of those shows on TV. The Thunderdome is not a real wrestling crowd. I made a whole video about it, you can watch it right here. When the screens are swapped out with 20,000 people who aren't being told what to do, it's gonna be a completely different show. This new empty arena wrestling has become the new normal. When we turn on the TV and see Roman Reigns cutting promos in front of an empty arena like he's an indie wrestler, we don't think twice about it. But when he gets put in front of real fans, well, no one knows what's gonna happen. Are we gonna boo him because he's a heel? Are we gonna cheer him because the gimmick is cool? Do we still hate him for not being Daniel Bryan in 2015? Without a producer telling us to give a thumbs down to the webcam, who knows what to do? I say we just chant CM Punk until Paul Heyman acknowledges it. And that's just one element we're gonna have to adjust to, which might take a few weeks, but eventually we'll get our groove back. Other people might not be so lucky. When the WWE Network moves to Peacock, millions of non-wrestling fans are gonna have access to wrestling for the first time, and they're gonna have no idea what's going on. In real life, the crowd reactions aren't always gonna match what's happening in the ring. And if you aren't a passionate wrestling fan, that can get confusing real fast. If you're watching Adam Pearce wrestle Baron Corbin, you might expect your standard cheering and booing, maybe even a Ring of Honor chant if there happen to be a lot of Adam Pearce fans in the building that night. But you wouldn't expect them to chant RVD or Charles Robinson. That's right. Remember when we would chant random things that had nothing to do with the match? That was some good times. Fans who started watching during the shutdown haven't learned that yet. But when things come back, they're gonna have to get used to people doing the wave and chanting the commentators' names. WWE isn't alone on this. AEW is gonna see some changes too. Granted, AEW fans are more loyal, so we probably won't hear any boring chants, but they are still wrestling fans, so hijinks will be had. The past few months, Moxley's walked past empty seats to get to the ring. It's a cool entrance. And when fans get placed back into those seats, they're for sure gonna let Moxley pass by every time with no trouble. But for real though, the AEW crowd is really good about letting Moxley do his entrance when real crowds were still a thing. That being said, here's a picture of Jon Moxley's entrance. And here's a picture of Dean Ambrose's entrance. And we like the Shield. When things go back to normal, fans are going to make the Moxley entrance so much cooler, but they just might sneak in a meme or two while they're at it. It is strange to think about, but we are going to have to adjust to the live wrestling shows we used to take for granted. But that's okay. Sooner or later, the Thunderdome and empty arenas are going to be a thing of the past, and we are once again going to be a part of a live energetic experience, because that is what wrestling is all about. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, it really does mean a lot for a small channel like this. We not only talk about what happens in the ring, we also discuss what's like being a part of the pro wrestling community, because that is what Wrestling Informer is all about.